city of Valencia, known for its dedication to arts, sciences, its glorious beaches, and of course on top of that, its glorious dedication to esports. DreamHack has been here since 2011. We're back for another edition of the DreamHack Open Valencia, this time powered by FACEIT. I'm Richard Lewis, your host. With me, this tall drink of water next to me, it is Henry G.
It begins.
It begins. On the desk for the first time. How you doing, brother? You
Very
good?
well. You know me, Richard, London boy through and through. It's my first international event.
Yep.
And what a way to start it. Sunburnt, sweaty, but happy to be here ultimately. Beautiful city, and it's going to be a fantastic event.
I can't wait to roast you some more under these hot lights over the course of this broadcast.
Did you mean to say Coles? Okay,
that too. Anyway, we've got, of course, the premier casting duo in CSGO. It is the originals. It is Anders and Semler. How are you boys doing?
Everything's great, man.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel like every time you introduce us like that, people are going to start thinking we pay you to say that every time.
You do.
There we go.
Pay me. If you want an idea about how warm it is, look, no tie on Semler.
Wow.
That is actually not the reason, but okay.
It's Scorchio, boys. But anyway, so it's going to be an awesome event. We have got 8 of the best teams in the world competing for a $150,000 prize fund here at the Ferry of Valencia. What we're going to do is we're going to bring up the schedule to show you those games that we're going to bring to you over the course of the day. And you can see the show has started. I love how they always put the show starts there. Right, somebody at home's thinking, oh my God, I'm watching this. When does the show start? Right, come on, guys, get it together. You've got, of course, the losers match from Group A, which we'll tell you a little bit about. There's a bit of a spoiler down there at the bottom. That's coming up at 12:15. Then we're going to have Kinguin versus Virtus.pro, the losers match group from Group B, and then Liquid versus NIP. So those are the games. But equally as well, just to point out, over the course of the schedule, these are approximate times. I'm sure you've all watched enough CSGO now to realize that sometimes you can get blowouts, sometimes you can have epics, overtimes. And what we are going to do, if teams agree, we're going to try and have an accelerated schedule. So if teams agree to it and they're here in the building, we can maybe advance things a little bit quicker. If not, you'll have to wait for the designated time, but we will absolutely keep you posted. So just before we get into the recap of yesterday's game. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring you at home the bracket so you can see what you missed. Hopefully you didn't miss it, because there were some upsets, thrills, chills, and spills, and a great day of Counter-Strike, guys.
Absolutely. So, this is the
there we go.
Okay, so just to jump into things, I'll start with Group A. We had Cloud9 versus Kinguin to kick things off yesterday. Unfortunately, Kinguin for me never really showed up. It looked like they were quite lost on the map. Their CT side was very questionable. The only rounds they were really winning was big individual performances. Rain was a standout player for Kinguin. He seemed to be getting 1 or 2 frags almost every round, but ultimately Cloud9 outclassed them. I think the final result was 16-7 there. And then moving on to VP versus Navi.
Yep.
That was, of course, on Overpass. And it just seemed like Navi, for me, are the world's best team on Overpass right now. Like, arguably, they've had a couple of Europa results in it recently, but they just seemed too strong. They managed to pick up 8 rounds on the T side of Overpass, and it was just a phenomenal performance from them. It was like a result, I think, is almost expected, but yeah, ultimately the correct one came through.
But then there's a big surprise of the day up there. Cloud9 versus Na'Vi. And just to point out about this game, it finished 16-14 in Cloud9, but ultimately, I've got to say, it should have gone to overtime. When it was poised at 15-14, Cloud9 were on an eco with 1 scout, 4 pistols. Na'Vi on a full buy. They won like 4 or 5 rounds on the bounce to get there, and they weren't able to close out. And
Where
lost.
was Flamey this time?
Yeah, exactly. Well,
where was Navi's hero?
Here's what I want to ask you guys. Obviously, you watched the game. Just in particular that, we'll come back to Group B in a second. But, I mean, was that like a bit of a choke there by Na'Vi? Because you would have expected them to take it to overtime at least. Or did Cloud9 do something phenomenal in that pistol round?
I don't know. What is interesting, though, is the fact that Cloud9 actually historically have had a really hard time closing games. So if they can start moving into that phase where they can start doing that more, that'd be really good news. Na'Vi, I think, are usually strong on it. So, yeah, maybe a bit of a choke, I think, on Na'Vi's part.
Yeah.
Just to pick up on that, for me, the MVP of Cobbo as well was Shroud. He seemed to be such a linchpin, especially on the B bomb site. They were just relying on him to just smoke up the upper area there, and he was walking out every single round, was making 1 frag. He might have been 1 for 1, but the majority of the time taking a frag down with him. And if you can make a Cobbo zone, a 4-on-4 situation at the beginning of the round, like that's it, that's your job done. And it was I was really impressed by his performance, and he's really stepping up recently.
And that was despite Na'Vi actually trying to change up the defense as well, putting a guy on the platform, putting a guy in a big box behind the tree, just trying to keep it
lock
unpredictable. And yeah, he just went through that smoke every single time and came out with a headshot.
Yeah, I mean, it was a massive performance by him. We've already highlighted Shroud. He's getting back to that Euro killer status that he had back when he burst on the scene. You know, ESEA and ESL1 Cologne, and then he kind of went a bit quiet, wasn't doing quite so much. Great domestically, but now he's really arrived in international events. We'll bring up the graphic again so you can see what was going on in Group B. Some absolute powerhouses competing in that one. And of course, Fnatic versus Team Liquid. I'll let you give us the rundown on this, Semler, actually. So obviously, Fnatic started against Team Liquid. Team Liquid gave a good account of themselves in that game.
They did. I mean, they were able to get rounds. And Henry and I were talking about this earlier, before we went live. It seems like Team Liquid, they're making progress, but they still aren't really close to picking up a map against some of the best teams. So I don't think it comes as a surprise that they went down to Fnatic. Fnatic, of course, going to be the clear favorites there. And then NiP TSM, that for me was a huge game just because it was so close on Mirage.
Yeah.
Okay, like NiP are in the process of bringing it back. They get up to 12-12, and you're thinking this could happen. NiP could actually take this. And then not sure what happened.
Well, come on, let's be real. Real talk. I'll do it then.
Well, okay,
there was an inexplicable push.
Yeah, basically Forest, there were two pushes that happened. Forest decided to push top mid alone, and then there was a man pushing in B apartments alone, and both of them died. It put NiP in a 3-on-5 situation right off the bat. When you're thinking all they needed to do was play their game and play standard, they kind of threw that game away, really.
I mean, without sounding too condescending, I'm actually almost more surprised that NiP got that close to begin with. I thought for sure that TSM was going to destroy NiP on.
They looked almost lost a little bit on their T side. It wasn't until they got to CT they actually started to claw it back. But just a note on that push, I think a lot of teams invest too heavily on playing safe when you do get it to a position where you could potentially take it. I agree that pushing in that situation was potentially the wrong approach, but pushing and surprising teams for me is one of the best things you can do. You kind of keep dynamic, but their push in that situation was the wrong kind of push. Forest
it was the linchpin moment in the game. Whoever lost that round was likely to lose.
Going up middle was absolutely fine in CT. You can surprise terrorists, and you just need the crossfire set up. Forest going up alone was that was where the problem started. He get taken down by Device straight away, and at that moment they closed themselves out of the round before it even begun. They went on the offensive, and Forest going down forced them onto an eco, and ultimately that was the turning point.
And then Fnatic versus TSM.
A little bit of emotion shown on the Fnatic side in that game.
And apparently I don't watch many Fnatic games, according to Olaf, right? But I was just like, that is the first time I've seen Flusha pick up his keyboard and slam it after
he picks up his mouse a lot, though.
Yeah, that's it. This time he was deciding to step it up. Hey. But, yeah, so it was very heated over on Fnatic's side. There was quite a bit of back and forth, and I don't think that's the Fnatic we're used to seeing, honestly. I
want to talk about that, actually. Fnatic yesterday, for me, there was some problems. There was a lot of misfiring parts in the Fnatic machine. Usually that's so reliable. JW especially stood out as having a very poor day at the office. Not fragging, not dropping, not making the entry picks, missing easy shots that JW usually makes with his eyes closed, almost literally. And as you said, a bit of emotion going on internally. Is this linked to any of the rumors going around at the moment? Because there's all this wild speculation about how, maybe some of Fnatic are going to go to NiP, and some of NiP are going to go to Fnatic, and maybe some deals going to be done behind the scenes. Is this starting to get to the players?
I don't know, but I think we could sort of segue this into something Henry could talk about a little bit better. But generally speaking, in Counter-Strike, half the battle is finding 5 people who want the same thing.
Yep.
But finding 5 people who want the same thing for more than a year, it's actually almost impossible. And Henry, obviously, you've got more experience with this.
Oh, inter-team relationships is only something you can speculate about. What goes on behind closed doors, no one has any idea. Yeah. After the game finished yesterday, we saw JW for the first time going 5 for 23 or something like that. And it seemed as soon as the game finished, the guys seemed so segregated. The team went off in their separate ways. A lot of tension building up there, and you can only, like we said, speculate what's going on behind the scenes, what's going to happen going forward. There are rumors. We couldn't possibly comment whether any of them are true. NiP have come out and said that no lineup changes are happening. But after yesterday's performance, you have to kind of question what's going on within the team. They seem kind of broken right now.
I mean, actually, I've come to realize that even though it's kind of lame to bring this up as evidence, but sometimes when you do see teams not sort of stick together after the events, at after parties or just generally outside of the venue, it actually is an indication that something is not quite working. It's all right, you don't have to all the time, 5 people holding hands outside. It's all right to go your separate ways every once in a while, but sometimes you do pick up a tendency that actually these people are always together and the other 3 are not, and it becomes a bit weird.
That's the whole thing with CS. You have to be around these people all the time. The majority of your life, you're going to be in either the same room as them or online. If there's any sort of clashes in personality, that's going to be detrimental to the team. Like, if there's any sort of friction or even internal arguments, the fact it's happening at a LAN event, a professional team just with one of the world's best team, showing that kind of anger and slamming and having those internal arguments, like, suggests to me that something is going wrong. People aren't necessarily happy.
That's going to impact, but I mean, that's also, like, that's kind of tension that you can't have in a match like this.
Absolutely,
like, the whole point of it, and when Fnatic have played at their best, is when they've been ice cold. Like, just sitting there, they communicate, they get a little up, but then they come right back down and keep it this good, even keel.
That's what they're known for.
I mean, you listen to their comms, or at least you used to listen to their comms, and it was always just super solid, super smooth, and now apparently there's bickering. Like, you start to hear that in the comms, and you're like, wait a second, what's happening there?
Well,
that's always got to be a telltale.
In my opinion, this is part of the sport. You know, this is part of what US fans should enjoy. This is, you know, part of building a team and trying to keep a team together.
It's not a soap opera, right?
Well, no, but I mean, you can't have this without. If you can only like enjoy teams as long as then you'll only enjoy a team for like a couple of weeks, and then it's gone. You know, that honeymoon phase is going to be over pretty quickly.
Yeah, the human element is what we're effectively talking about.
Like that should be super important, and it's a real shame that we don't get to talk about it a bit more. And obviously, it's really hard for a lot of these teams. I mean, we try to interview them about it. They can't obviously come out and say, actually, this guy's really starting to piss me off. But you know, that's part of the really fun thing about the game as well, is just, you know, how do people, you know, clash with each other once they're in a team, and how do they come up with new teams then?
None of us are saying that that's not something that's important, but that's got to be a telltale that something's definitely amiss.
And, and not just something's amiss, something has changed. Yeah. Like, there's something, you know,
I mean, I think the big warning for everybody is once you have, like, the coach of the team, who used to be a player, who basically, like, might as well have had, like, Fnatic branded on his chest, leaves the team.
Yeah.
Well,
because he wants to be a player?
Yeah.
The biggest example of this is what we saw with EnVyUs at the last event. Like, the fact that we watched that combo game versus Cloud9, like I can't even begin to dissect that properly as to how that went down. But when you see teams buying like three dualies and stuff like that, and then that's when obviously things are going wrong. Like that team
not dropping for each other, that was going
on
as well.
Like when you saw players at 6K and it's allowing the other guys to get P90s and just hope for the best. Like, that's a classic example of something's gone horribly wrong. You can tell, like, we didn't even have to get an announcement. We knew something was happening after that.
So what we're going to do is we're just going to quickly, because we have got a game today we're going to talk about. I want to get you guys to give me your thoughts about this matchup. And we're going to start by introducing Virtus.pro, a team that are known for their explosive interaction, shall we say, with each other, yet somehow they make it work. Somehow they've managed to stay together despite being very emotional and very emotive. So I'll start with you, Semler. I know you know these guys very, very well.
Talking about rosters that have stuck together for ages and have also had a lot of that
friction,
that friction, right? You know, just the core, TaZ and NEO, and Pasha, you know, to an extent, but TaZ and NEO have played together for like a decade now. Like, they've been together for so long, it's unheard of. And then you have Pasha joining in a few years later, and byali and Snax are pretty much like the new generation, the new blood that's been injected into this team. And this current roster now has almost been going for like, what, 2 years? An insane amount of time. So, like, this is probably the longest lasting roster in CSGO right now as it stands. And so they've always been a threat. They're so consistent, at least for the past year and a half, that just consistent top fours, consistent finishes. And so now, that's the problem, though. It's like you never really know with Virtus.pro which Virtus.pro is going to show up. Is it the Virtus.pro that's going to threaten to take the entire thing, or is it the Virtus.pro that's going to just fall in a random group phase match like we saw at Gfinity not too long ago?
And who's going to be doing the calling, you know?
Snax,
NEO,
changes every
TaZ.
event, right? Like, it's just seemed like, no, this time we've got it locked down, Neo's going to do it, and the next event, it's changed.
Well, that isn't actually how it goes down. Generally what happens is, you think you can call better than me? Fine, you do it.
Well, mid-game.
That's how it goes down with Virtus.pro. They don't even hide that. It's just like they say, quite openly, actually. You know, if someone was overcalling me, fine, you do it. You do it then. Do a better job.
You said they were explosive, though. I mean, it's nothing compared to what it used to be when Luke was in the team, and, you know, they were actually literally fighting each other at LAN. So, you know, it's been worse than it is now. I've got to say, though, I really enjoy the idea of Snax calling. You know, when he did it in Cologne, he had, like, his little black book when they were doing the videos, and he was looking... Like,
Did take it very serious,
he seemed very well prepared. That was very cool. I like that.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to get a bit more insight into Virtus.pro now, because we're going to throw over to the stage. We've got James Duffield, another part of the crew, and he's going to do a pre-match interview with a representative of Virtus.pro. Take it away, James.
Thank you very much, Richard. I am here with Cuban, coach of Virtus.pro. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
And coming in to today, yesterday you had a harsh loss, like a very close game. How was the atmosphere in the team last night? What were these guys talking about? What did you have to say to them to get them in the mood for going into today's games?
We are pretty known from throwing the game or winning the big numbers. So let's say we just threw the game yesterday, and yeah, we felt pretty bad because we just drew the game to 12-12. Then after the pause, we tried to play different style, but after the game, we just said that we could stay with the game style we have played before. So we'll try to play our game, not to change anything, just to play the different game against our opponents. Yep.
Is there anything specifically that you guys have had to research about Kinguin in this instance? But were you guys expecting to come up against these players this weekend?
Actually, we want to play our game. Like I said, we're not that much prepared against them because they haven't played that much before. Only the event in Slovenia, I guess. So we'll just try to play our best game, and they need to fear us, not us fearing them.
That's a very good point. But talking about fearing you then, you're a team that's been together for a very long time. You're experienced on pretty much all of these maps, right?
Yeah.
This is a new team that's been put together very recently. Are you guys going to be able to like out-veto them? Are you going to be like thinking, okay, there's a lot of maps here these guys don't know, and we can make our lives a little bit easier here?
Yeah, I thought the map veto is going to be different. I thought they're going to pick me Rush, but they took the Dust 2 instead with the map which they lost yesterday, like big number, 16-7. So we like to play Dust 2. It fits our play style. So yeah, we picked Train because they haven't played much. So yeah, I think both two maps are good for us, and even the Cache as a third map is a good setup for us.
Okay, and one last thing then, you were saying that you guys felt like you threw yesterday's game.
Yeah.
What's going to be different in the heads of these players now to make sure that they don't do that again? Like, are they ready for this?
Maybe the thing that yesterday we didn't have that much time to prepare. Like all the teams came like 1 hour before the game, and we didn't have that much time to prepare. Today we came 2 hours before, so they all played that much for at least 1 hour. Just we're now gonna talk what we're gonna play, the strats, and I think we're just ready to beat them.
Yeah. Perfect, very confident. That's very great to see. I'll let you get back to your team, and I'll pass back to Richard and the guys in the studio.
Thanks a lot for that, James, and it's great to see you back in the saddle after a bout out. It's always a pleasure to see the beautiful James Duffield doing his thing, his awkward brand of interviews, which I love. But yeah, he was, Cuban very confident there. Virtus.pro seemed to be like, we threw the game against Na'Vi. I don't know how necessarily true that.
Well, I don't know about, we need to be careful now about, the whole throw terminology. Like,
yeah,
the one thing,
Oh,
once a guy says, oh, yeah, you threw it the other day, he's like, yeah, I'm just like, no, you didn't. You choked.
Choked.
You choked. Because throwing now in this community means a whole different thing, right? So what happened with EnVy in the semifinals, that was, a throw.
Yeah.
Now, what happens next? That's a choke if you can't close the game.
Yeah, so they choked a little, but I don't even know if that was genuine. I agree with your assessment. I think Na'Vi are one of the best teams in the world in Overpass right now, and I think, Virtus.pro were always going to have the work cut out for them. Yep. But now they face Kinguin, and realistically, this should be a cakewalk for them, in my opinion.
This whole veto process for me is really surprising. When you know you're playing against a team that's untrained and they're brand new lineup essentially, getting rid of their in-game leader, why you wouldn't veto Dust 2, in my opinion, one of the biggest death matches in the game. It's crazy. I always said to them that they're not playing Dust 2. If you're a Smire, you'd get rid of all the classic maps and put them onto more of the exotic ones. And then
well, we will introduce Kinguin now, and I'll let you do this, Anders, because I know you've got lots to say about this ragtag bunch of renegades that have been brought together by Kinguin. So tell us about them.
Right, to me this still seems like a crazy project, but I'm kind of intrigued anyway. Maikelele, obviously, Swedish AWP, very good, also very explosive, and has a big personality.
Yep.
Kind of fits in with the rest of the theme of the team here. Fox, Portuguese player, very strong, for a long time has been in various different iterations of Portuguese teams, and it's always been like the hard carry. We've gone to Dennis, recently made it back into the game. An incredibly strong player, and I have serious doubts if Dennis is going to be able to be contained in this team. I think he's simply too good to be on this team. I think someone else will have to pick him up. Then obviously we've got Rain in there as well to help out. And then the whole thing disappeared. So
it's Scream, remember?
Scream,
there you go.
Yeah, it's the headshot machine.
You can't forget the human aimbot.
Yeah, but the thing that we were talking about before we went live here is always the issue that who's actually doing the calling on this team? Because I don't think,
it turns out nobody is.
Yeah.
They're doing calling by committee.
That's just not a thing, though, is it?
Well, they're trying to make it a thing.
It's not. I can tell you right now, it's not a thing. Like,
Henry's got to put his foot down.
Having been an in-game leader for like 10 years, I tell you, if you've got 5 people trying to overcall you and thinking they're best, especially in a lineup with so many big personalities in it, it's just going to be a car crash straight away. And I think on maps like Dust 2, you can essentially get away with it. It's quite a simple approach. You kind of gain map control, and you have to ascertain where's the best place to go. But the more tactical maps like D-Train, where you actually have to set things up and like read the other team, set up fakes, I really see that going horribly wrong.
Well, we're getting to dissecting that a little bit more. Just been told James is with Maikelele, so see if he asks him the question. James, take it away.
Cheers, Richard. I am here with Maikelele, as I say. Before we get into before we get into this match, I want to go through the kind of the lead up to this event. You guys have been boot camping, right? How was boot camp for you?
Well, we didn't boot camp because we went here. We practiced 2 pracs, I think, two matches. So it was the second day we arrived. You guys said you want to come to Valencia, and was like, yeah, sure. And then it was a stressful day finding flights and etc. So we practiced two practice games in one day. So yeah, we didn't have any boot camp at all actually.
How did you feel when you got that call? Like, oh, you're coming to DreamHack?
I mean, it's always fun to go here. I feel at home at DreamHack, even though the table's on too low for me. But yeah,
you can go on your knees, right?
Yeah, last DreamHack, I like it on the knees.
Okay, I'm just gonna skim over that one. Yesterday's match against Cloud9 obviously didn't go the way that you wanted it to. What can you take from that match? What were the conversations that you guys were having last night about, look, this is our last chance now to stay in this tournament. What can we do?
Well, what happened against Cloud9 was that they just rushed us over. They just pushed everywhere. We couldn't do anything because we didn't know how to do it. Yeah, that was one thing. We cancelled ESWC, because we wanted to boot camp, but then we couldn't boot camp because we have a new in-game leader now. He's going to be our coach, Dalito. He's going to be the in-game leader for us. So we're taking the new step to have 5 players and 1 coach as in-game leader. But we didn't have time to practice or anything. So they just killed us. They just owned us.
So your coach isn't here at this event, right?
Yeah, he's here.
He's here, so he is in-game leading. How are you guys calling in-game at all, or how is that working at the moment?
Well, we haven't practiced it yet, so it's just improvising now. But we're trying, and I think it's going to be really good in time, because to have 5 players that can just concentrate to kill and just have one guy behind us talking what we're going to do, I think that's the future of CSGO.
Do you think that makes you quite unpredictable for other teams?
Yeah, kind of, but not that much. I mean, I think it will be better, but now it's gonna be like shaky and rusty, I think.
Okay, going into this next match then, VP obviously is a very experienced team who have been together for a long time. What are your chances here?
Virtus.pro is Virtus.pro. I played against them DreamHack Winter in the semifinal with NIP. I played against them a lot of times, and me personally that's probably my best matchup. I don't know why, but I feel comfortable when I'm playing against them. But yeah, it's going to be a tough match, and it's going to be really fun to play against these guys here. Yeah.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Everyone at home is looking forward to it. Go and join your team. Thank you very much for talking to me, and back to you guys in the studio.
I think he's found his spirit animal there, James, hasn't he? An interview with Maikelele is always going to be good stuff. But look, so let's address the elephant in the room first off, right? So he's talking about how what they want to do is have the coach call for them and just have 5 fraggers. I think that's a great idea in principle. I definitely think having the guy stood behind the team in a quarterback role. Stop shaking your head, brother.
Just
hear me out.
Hear
me out. Just hear me out, all right? I don't understand the traditions. Just listen, right? It's all new and frightening, right? Just listen. Right? So I think in principle that could work, but it certainly isn't going to work here because they haven't had time to practice or perfect it by the sound of things. So,
I mean, there was one team that really stuck to this hard. That was Hellraisers in the last major DreamHack Winter when Blade was calling for the team.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can see that it can be effective, but you have to practice with that. You clearly have to work on it. I mean, you can't just have the 5 bots just waiting around. They need to figure out how Dalito is going to actually make this work, because he's going to have the oversight of 5 monitors to make those kinds of calls. I don't know. It's a bit much to just go right into it.
And it sounds great in principle, but if I know anything about players, if you're not liking what you're hearing from the coach, there's going to become an ego part's going to kick in, and you're going to be like, actually, I'm going to do my own thing.
I'm thinking there's a bigger concern though. It's just the fact that if Kinguin win this match, they might actually have to play on the main stage with those chairs again. I don't know how Michael's going to handle that. Is he going to be able to?
I never
he did
understood
mention
that.
desk height as well.
Yeah,
didn't
desk
he?
height. I'm just like, come on. How many excuses do you need? Let's go ahead and just like throw you under the bus right now.
Adjust the chair.
Seriously, no, but like you got so many other players. Nobody's ever complained about this. Don't start busting out that excuse now.
It's just a normal gaming chair, right? Like it's adjustable.
Everybody uses these chairs.
It's fine. I really don't entertain that.
But it's all right. He's hedging his bets.
We've got the veto. I know you had a point to make about the coach thing, but we'll try and tie it in with this. So you talk away, Henry.
So Dust 2 for Kinguin. I think this is a dream come true for them. The fact they get to be on, like I said, the Counter-Strike playground, the fragging ground. It's a great pick for them. I'm really surprised that VP actually kept this in. This is the only real chance I see of Kinguin actually getting a map. As we heard in the interview, Train, it's just going to be an absolute walkover for VP. We saw them lose to Mouse Sports on Train at Gfinity. It went into overtime.
But that was a masterclass in tactical dissection by God B.
But that's what it takes to take a team like this down. You're not going to, as long as they play their normal game, like he said, he's not going to try and change too much. As long as they stick to their guns and don't do anything too crazy, don't overthink things, I don't see this going any way on Train especially. Dust 2 potentially might be a little bit closer depending on pistol rounds and whether they learned yesterday. We saw Cloud9 just running out middle yesterday, and there was no resistance whatsoever. It seemed like they were, as Maikelele said, kind of adapting and trying to work out actually how to even approach the map.
And then Cash is a potential decider, which is a great map for Virtus.pro. I mean, historically, they always do incredibly well on it. So, tough start for Kinguin. But, of course, Dust 2, they couldn't really ask for anything better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they should be happy that map's going to be in there. I'd still join with Henry in the 2-0 prediction. I think that's most likely. I mean, there is always the fact that Virtus.pro do sometimes show up and are a little bit slow to start. Maybe that could somehow help up, but the fact that Train's going to be the first map, I also feel like that means they're going to get that time to start. And I think for Kinguin, it's going to be very tough.
It's hard to see Kinguin coming out ahead because their main strength is basically fragging.
Yeah.
And the problem is that Virtus.pro, they have fraggers, but they also have the teamwork, the established strategies, everything, all the back end there. So whereas there's only one weapon over here, there's like a whole arsenal over for Virtus.pro.
The whole things of having fraggers, right? If you can't utilize them and get in those positions to actually make those frags come to them, that's the whole thing that CS goes about. That's why I wanted to talk about the coach situation as well. An in-game leader, half of the battle is the mid-game calling. A person can say at the beginning of the round, "Oh, guys, I think you should do this," but when you're in the game and you're feeling out the map and you've got the caller, is the one mid-round call is the most important. If you can hear a certain footstep or you can kind of a gut feel, a lot of CS is just game sense experience, working out how the team react to things. As an in-game, a coach looking over the team, you just don't get that same feeling. You don't have that same connection with the game an in-game leader was. Part of my whole thing of in-game leading was working out what the other team were doing, listening to very subtle things going on and little diff changes. And I really don't think a coach can bring that. I think the best role for a coach is analyzing the other teams. He has the playbook on every other team there, and he can tell them, okay, they're potentially going to do this. The pistol, they do this. That's the coach role for me. I think he should be the one dissecting the teams, putting the hours in so the guys can just practice on their games instead of watching demos the whole time.
Yeah, and also, I mean, if you're a team and you keep running, let's say you keep losing to the same particular round, sometimes if you're in the game, it can be pretty hard to realize that you're doing the same mistake over and over. Nice to have a sixth person who's sort of a little bit detached from that and can just say, look, it's this same strat that keeps failing, or the hold on B, every time you do this, they throw these particular grenades and it fails, so stop doing that.
It's more like a forum, I guess. He can bounce ideas off and say, have you tried Molotoving this position? Have you tried seeing whether he's playing from there?
Yeah, and just to add this as well, which is a bit weird, actually I think Dennis probably has what it takes to call for this team. So I mean, I'm pretty sure Dennis has.
This is where it gets interesting because before in the previous lineups they've been in, obviously with Quitten and all of those issues, Dennis didn't believe that Quitten had the credibility, and they weren't listening to things he was saying in that previous lineup back in the LGB days. So that was a recurring problem there. Now you've got to have an ego to be a good player, but what happens if these players who are all good, all experienced, all accomplished, what gives that coach the authority to tell them how to play the game?
As well.
Yeah.
What has this guy done?
Yeah.
Has he competed at this level? Has he all these sorts of things that could actually kind of fall apart there?
That's the whole thing. So the coach, doesn't matter what level he plays at, as long as he can analyze everything and he knows the teams, that's when he's effective. It doesn't really matter who it is.
You've got to have the respect of your players.
But someone who hasn't played at a top level doesn't really know how certain teams will react, or hasn't got that incentive to make reactive calls, and that's when I question the whole idea of it. I understand where they're coming from, like the pressure's off the players, they can just concentrate on killing people, but without that leadership and that person to look to and listen to mid-game, I think it's going to be difficult for them to get any frags.
There's one big point to be made, and it's really simple as well, and it can be like shockingly simple, but it's to have somebody who's actually outside of the game to call a timeout.
Yeah.
That's so important.
We've seen so many teams get the timeout thing wrong.
And not call it, or, when they really desperately should be the ones calling a timeout to break the momentum, they don't do it. But then you have players, you have teams like with Vugo or Nyak for Titan, they actually step in and say, all right, timeout right now. Just stop that game, timeout, talk about it, figure it out, and then get back into it. And there's like some crazy stat as well going on with like teams like Fnatic, etc. They have like 100% win rate after taking a timeout. They come back into the round, win that round, and that's usually like the beginning of the end for their opponents. So having a coach back there who can just actually take that step back and say, I'm not in the game, I'm not feeling the pressure the same way, but I can see things are starting to go south. Break that momentum right now.
So the teams are ready, guys. I'm going to nail you down for some quick predictions. Anders, I think you said 2-0 to Virtus.pro. Sticking with that? Nothing's changed?
No.
Sam?
I kind of like the idea of Dust2 being in there. That could go crazy. So I'm actually going to say that Kinguin could make this an interesting show, and we can go 2-1. Still VP, but I think they can pick up a map.
After watching them yesterday, they had a lot to learn. Hopefully they did the homework back at the hotel, worked out what they had to do. I think Dust2, like Jarząbkowski, will be closer. I don't see any realm them winning it, but 2-0, but hopefully Dust2 can be interesting. Yeah,
I'm going to agree with 2-0 to Virtus.pro. So without any further ado, thanks for your thoughts, Henry. We're going to be right back. And of course, we're going to now throw over to the premier CSGO casting duo. Anders and Sam, let's get this show on the road. Kinguin versus Virtus.pro. Take it away, boys.
All right, thanks very much, Richard. So we're going to be getting into our first game of the day here, Anders. Times are good.
Yeah, and we're going to be starting on Train as well. I'm so happy that people are picking up Train more and more. I mean, we're kind of dodging it for the beginning, but, now it's starting to get a little bit more popular. And looking out of the corner of my eye, I'm wondering if we aren't going to be joined by a special guest. It seems like we will. Yeah, we've got Filip on here as well, so it's good news. We've got a TriCast going already. Welcome to the show, Filip.
Hey, how's it going? You guys hear me?
Can't hear you.
No. There we go.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
How's it going?
Now we're good, bro.
I'm good. I am great, actually. I saw the map pool, and I'm actually quite excited.
So do you agree with this whole like 2-0 buenness, or is it 2-1? What's the angle here?
2-0 VP.
You see 2-0 VP?
Yeah.
You don't see some kind of magic happening on Dust2 maybe? They can
no. Well, I mean, Dust2 is obviously the best map for Kinguin, considering the players that they have.
Yeah.
But I just don't see it happening. The way that they were playing yesterday and overall throughout the past weeks, I don't think they stand a chance, really.
No, it's going to be rough.
It's a shame. Like, I was hoping for it, obviously, because they've been bootcamping and stuff as well, and they have been doing well on practice. At least that's what they tell us.
Actually, whenever someone tells me they've been doing well on practice, I immediately get worried. I immediately think, wait a minute, you're not trying to tell me that that's going to translate into the tournament, are you?
Well, I mean, that's what that's what American does. It's like, yeah, well, I mean, we were like 12-0 in practice. We did great.
It's the curse, man. I swear, it's the curse with American teams.
I always stop players whenever they say, I'm like, really? You're gonna tell me how the practice games went?
Well, no,
I don't want to hear that.
I mean, I think this is true that North American teams just went over from actually playing like the full 30-round practice format, so they were actually playing to win before. You're like, what? That's not how a practice works.
I mean, that's the ESEA for you, right?
Craziness. All right, but we're going to be getting into the pistol round now between Virtus.pro and Kinguin. And Virtus.pro starting on the CT side.
Look at
Kinguin,
that push.
Yeah, they're all gathered up, but it's a delayed.
No, I mean the push over on Ivy.
Oh, wow, Ivy. Yeah, look at this.
Two people up. VP know everything by now. If Kinguin delay this for another 10 seconds, this round is almost going to be over.
Full rotation coming out already here from Virtus.pro. They're going to get everybody here into the B site. Shots already going out from Snax.
Oh my god, Pasha is walking up right behind them. This could be a crushing start for Kinguin.
Look at the rotation.
Yeah, the flash is raining in. Kinguin feel like they're really clever, but their Snax already with a headshot through, and Maikelele is going to be gone, and now comes Pasha from behind. 13's bullet's going to be running right in here, but look at that. Fox and Scream picking up a kill each, and Pasha, he gets one, but byali's going to go down as well. Oh no, this turns around, and Kinguin's going to pick it up. What an upset here. Virtus.pro, they've got to be shocked at this.
I mean, you saw the very aggressive play from Kinguin once they actually did manage to go down to the lower bomb side, just pushing away VP when they were holding the angles, because there's no way VP should lose that round. The 4 on the inside and then Pasha flanking. There should be no way.
Did anybody notice that sexy ladder play by Neo there, trying to stay alive with the reload? He goes popping off the ladder and everything. I mean, that is like movement at its finest, and it still wasn't enough.
Honestly, that push from VP is so smart, though, because if you find someone down there, chances are you won't be finding 5 people. So when you do double push, maybe you'll find 2 people, but you're pretty close, so it can still work out for you, and maybe they'll be surprised. If you don't find anyone, well, you should win the round, except they didn't. But realistically, if you replay this another 10 times, then probably VP will win it every one of those. So,
yeah, for sure. Like when you have a team like Kinguin that's just basically they're walking inner and they're doing it very slow. It's actually not a good round. Because like you're saying, if they push Ivy, if they push in T connector, they will know that you're not there, and that will cause a massive rotation coming from.
That's what we saw. But then that's also the power of Kinguin. You know, we've all been talking about this: 5 aimers, 5 rifles, and already off to a good start here in the second round. This is a force buy from Virtus.pro. They've got Kevlar, they've got the pistols, but they're just getting completely overwhelmed. Finally, Neo is able to come in here and have a say, taking out Box, and he gets a second one as well. But this should be now Kinguin locking down this map. TaZ already set up basically to get exits, or maybe try and pull something cheeky when that bomb gets planted.
Yeah, I don't think they had to kill any one of them, though.
Yeah, there we go. He's making it expensive.
wow, good headshot. He's on the hunt. He's still got time here, but now Kinguin are playing this one smartly. This is exactly what they need. So good job on them just falling back here, not trying to challenge it all. There's no reason why they shouldn't. TaZ is going to go down. And Maikelele's picked up the kill there. I think Dennis got one in between as well. So 2-0, and what looked like a pretty good start to that round did end up being a bit expensive. But if they can just come out of this next one without losing too many, it'll still be all right.
Yeah, and I mean, for Kinguin now, especially since you're, like you're saying as well, VP, they're not going to buy anything. They bought an HE and a P250, but Kinguin should just rush here somewhere. They should rush inner, or even rush outside. You just take the straight ugly walls. There's no point in going one-on-one.
Especially when Rain has that Mat 10. Just let him lead the charge. Got 2 people with pistols as well. Just let them run in first and keep the AKs behind for the heavy damage, if you want to call it that. Pasha goes down, and Rain picks up another one here. So plenty of money, and it looks like byali wasn't quite dead there.
Yeah, that was a little on physics there, man. I don't know if that's a bronze medal or anything, but
Maybe that's a new update.
I don't know. Yeah, make it more entertaining, right?
It's like a feigned death added. That would be bad. Snax is going to go down, and Neo, last man. He's actually going to get 2 more kills in there, and on Scream and Maikelele. But overall, I think especially with the 3 Mac 10 kills there for Rain, he's going to have a decent amount of money here to work with.
Yeah, do we know who picked Rain? Was it VP?
There was VP, yeah.
Yeah, that was VP training. So that was what Cuban explained. They just were like, okay, we know they're not comfortable on the map, so we'll go ahead and pick that up. I mean, we haven't really seen anything too complicated from Kinguin, though. A lot of this has just come down to straight aim. And when it's coming down to aim, Virtus.pro, Neo in particular, already, he's doing damage with the pistol. So now that he's got a rifle in his hands, things can get a little tricky here for Kinguin.
I mean, if you look at it, the way that EnVy was playing during ES, obviously, sure, they were just rushing her up, but they were just relying on aim. That's like a tactic that Kinguin should do. Yeah, you should actually
There you go. Neo, double kill again. Dude, this guy's a monster right now.
Yeah, but he did also get caught on that train. I think Rain could have definitely won that fight. That actually would have been a little bit interesting there, but great job on Neo.
A bit too soon there.
Yeah, probably that was it, right? And now it's a sort of round where the last members of Kinguin here, they've got so much time. If they can sneak in a couple of kills here, they can at least do a little bit of damage to VP. So, I mean, even though this round is definitely not winnable, it's still possible that they could, do some damage to VP.
Ooh, I thought he might have spotted an ankle there, but he will get spotted in the end by byali. But VP are playing this, so they're just playing it right at this point. They aren't really peeking anywhere. They've left Neo here in a little bit of a forward position, but this is still not a big risk play at all from VP. If Neo goes down, it's all right. They still have 2 guys holding on to the site. They've got 2 guys holding on B site close to connector as well, so the rotation can happen fairly quickly here. But the fact that Maikelele is still sitting back in T-spawn right now with that bomb kind of makes you think that Kinguin, they aren't really going to do anything this round. They're just going to try and hold on to their stuff for 30 seconds.
Yeah, but the problem for VP here is that it's very good to actually just wait a little bit. When it's like 10 seconds left, that's when you can start to chase. Because at this point in time, if everyone starts to rush now, sure, yeah, so basically now is a good time to go, because they will never be able to plant the bomb, even if they wanted to. So even if you have a bunch of VP members actually going down now, they're never going to end up.
I'm curious to see when Maikelele is going to be able to chime in here, because Scream is drawing the attention. Maikelele takes that single shot. That's going to give away his position. What was that? Double headshot? But that... I wish he wasn't flash. I wish we could have seen that a little clearer.
Yeah.
That was unreal. That makes it a very, very expensive round for VP. I actually
Flashed.
Yeah, he's flashed as well. He just sprays. I actually thought for sure this was a very bad idea for Kinguin to try and do. Like, it's one thing if you're in a really tough fight and then you end up with 2 people left and there's 20 seconds and you say, okay, we can't do anything, we'll run back, but they won't have a lot of time to chase us. If you save when there's like 40 seconds left, the CTs will come and find you. And there's a strong chance you end up losing rifles after the timer's run out as well. So I thought that was actually a big mistake there, but super well played on the screen there. That was incredible.
That's a crazy position for Maikelele to be holding with the AWP as well, up and down halls like that.
I mean, and overall, like VP had 5 members alive when the round was already over. If they wouldn't have chased, even if they end up losing this round, they lost 3 members there. So if they lose this round, they're gonna be on a save. Whereas if they would have just saved all 5 members and just left them alone, because Kinguin, they want 3-0 round, they would have been able to buy anyway. Then you have to think about your own economy for a little bit. Just be like, okay, let them save, they're not going to get the money, they will still buy, they will have the off.
This is so smart by Snax, just ducking under the field of view there, so Maikelele couldn't see him on the train. Stands up and takes a quick shot, and the timing is uncanny as well, because Maikelele actually was looking there, just couldn't really see anyone. So 4-5 here, and about 40 seconds left in Kinguin. They need some sort of opening frag. Last round kind of got shut down as Neo got the double kill, and this time it's VP again getting the opening frags, and that's really all they need. If they can just keep doing that, they're going to build it. Scream going to go down to Pash over by Ivy, and now it's a 3v5, and they got to go and fight here. 25 seconds left. Rain with a good headshot on byali, and they are going to keep pushing outside. Fox spraying down, gets Neo, turns a quick 180, realizes they're going to get flanked, but it's too late here, and Virtus.pro are going to pick up the round. So Kinguin, they seem a little bit indecisive right now.
Yeah.
I want to see them be more aggressive than this.
Yeah, so basically what happened was Kinguin called, okay, we're going to try and get a pick inner. Everyone else just stay passive just in case they push. Problem is that when you do that, you're not getting you're not getting the duels that you want, especially when you're a team like Kinguin. Like, you rely on your aim, right? So if you just stay passive, that only works in favor of Virtus.pro because they don't have to do anything.
Well, essentially, it comes down to Scream's attempt at a frag there. That's the kill that you desperately need to come back into it. You miss that, you've pretty much missed the round, because at that point, Virtus.pro got you in that chokehold, and they're never going to let go.
Yeah.
So at this point here, now it's pistols for Kinguin, and they're kind of spread out. They're kind of trying to play it like a standard round, but they're just going to get picked off. Neo lands, well, just touchdowns and nade on top of Fox there.
I love the fact that Neo's picked up that MP9 as well, guessing correctly that they weren't going to have armor. So, I mean, might as well try and get the most out of the round. It's a bit sad that he hasn't got a kill with it yet. It was a grenade kill, but still, the idea is there, and I think it's still pretty valuable. Rain flashing himself in, and Critica maybe got a kill there, but Neo's going to take him out, and the MP9 does at least do a little bit for him.
Yeah, and this is where we're going to start seeing Kinguin struggle, I think. Well, going into the next round, this is going to be the big round here for Kinguin. If they lose it to Virtus.pro, if Virtus.pro survive with 4, but Scream, I mean, 45 seconds, he's just playing the clock. What could they possibly be getting out of this time?
Nothing. I mean, if I was VP here, obviously he's going to try and, make sure that he dies, but when he's playing this passive, just leave him alone, because you don't actually need the kill.
Yeah.
I really want to see Kinguin try and go for just some pretty quick aggression out on that A-bomb site. Just win one fight against Neo out there, and you're set to go. Get the bomb down quick and then hide for a long time. And they got, like we've been saying all over, like time and time again, they've got the aim skill, so why not just try and fight? You can get those aim battles in A really easily.
Well, that was the whole thing about this team in the beginning, because obviously they don't really have a tactician. Right now it's Alito calling for them, so all 5 of them are basically, they don't have to worry about anything. Their coach will do all the work for them. The only thing they have to think about is like shooting heads.
That's the plan, isn't it? Now we see 3 players for Kinguin, and Rain getting ready to bait, goes for the leap. I like that play. That sets it up for Maikelele, who has the AWP to hold the line behind him. He gets that angle now, but smoke should be going down here for Virtus.pro, and pretty much everything rendered nil. Kinguin not really going to get too much out of this unless there's a lucky shot here from Maikelele, but that's just not going to happen. Oh, wow.
He picks it up right through the smoke, and
is that just a random shot, or is that Maikelele? Is that actually showing up on the radar when Maikelele gets boosted above that smoke?
I think he was shooting the left side because he just as Maikelele jumped up, just to be safe. So Scream was just like making sure that they knew that they were there.
Good work there on Scream's part. That's the opening that they were looking for, right through the smoke. VP now going to be falling back.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah. They also have 3 people on this bomb site, which is a super strong, really strong setup here. Neo going to get the initial frag there on Fox, but Dennis will take down Snax, and it's still a 3v4, but 30 seconds left. They got to get these kills quick. byali hiding in the corner. They have not found him yet. What is going on?
He's still in gestation. Did he lag out?
I'm thinking there must be something. That's an issue there. Yeah. No reason for him to stand like that the entire time without a single reaction.
We would have gotten at least 2.
Yeah, and I was wondering if it was some sort of like call from VP that like the rest of them, as long as there was still another man inside, that they could like, I keep fighting, you just stay there and try and do it like that. Or maybe I was wondering as well if there was like a smoke behind him or something, if that was what was going on there. But some sort of disconnect, it seems like, on byali's part. And
especially given the fact that Neo had been spotted and popped by Popdog as well. That was Dennis who came down there, and he would have spotted Neo out, so there needed to be some kind of support coming in from byali. But there's like no pause, so
he never got disconnected either.
No idea what's going on. That's very odd.
Yeah.
It'll be the force buy coming out from Virtus.pro, essentially. They will have the rifles, but very limited on the nades. Single kit and no AWP.
Nice boost up over the smoke on the railing there to take Dennis down to 12. That's a very good idea. And you can see Virtus.pro actually wall-banging through up at the brown holes, but byali's going to go down. And this is actually, in my opinion, this is I mean, it's not a big problem, but it's definitely an issue. byali getting disconnected, or his mouse getting disconnected, whatever it was, and him dying first. I would say, out of all the members of VP, byali is the most likely to go on sort of, you know, a slight tilt mode. So if you can hit him early on, maybe, you know, you take one of the VP players out a little bit, at least mentally.
It's a valid point. I mean, he is also one of the key players for Virtus.pro. Statistically speaking, he's one of the heavy hitters on that team right now, at least, with Pasha basically taking a bit of a step back. It seems like Neo's trying to make the difference here, and TaZ holding on that B site. We will get Snax down to 17, so probably legged there by Maikelele, but Pasha steps in, takes out Screen, brings it back to a 4-on-4.
He's right underneath him. Rain walked in under TaZ. That timing was uncanny, and spraying down there is going to be TaZ and Snax and then Neo to follow up. And next in line, Fox will fall. Maikelele going to be alone. Not even a chance for a bomb plant here, I think. He's going to spot the shadow of someone, misses the shot, and now he's surrounded and will end up going down. Neo with a triple kill. Can we talk for a minute about how well Neo has been playing, like, for the last 6 months or something like that?
Dude, he's 11-1-6 right now on this map.
Neo has been so good recently for VP. I mean, it is, I don't know. I don't know if we can ever say that Neo is going to return to his 1.6 form, because he was essentially, you know, very nearly the god of 1.6, but he's improved so much in the past, 6 months.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, the one specific map that comes to mind for me is always Cash.
Yeah.
He locks down the B bomb side like a champ, and it's very difficult to play against him.
Inferno B side as well, Banana.
Yeah.
But there's a few examples of that. We are going to have the smoke going down here, and Kinguin are just getting completely annihilated now.
Yeah, and just talk about the last round. Kinguin actually getting the entry, Maikelele getting the entry on byali there. Opting to go inner. Again, I don't necessarily agree with that.
And a bit of a pause. Oh, that was Rain getting disconnected. So not a tactical pause, but a technical one instead. But I've got to be honest. I mean, I think this game is closer right now than I thought it would be. I imagine that it would be quite a lot worse for Kinguin. I feel like even though, you know, sure, they've got the 4 rounds and 3 of them were based off of the initial pistol round, still is not too bad. Like 4-5 early on, they're making this at least a competitive map.
That's what we need to see right now, is what they're going to be able to do as this half progresses, because you just hit that nail on the head. They won the pistol, and they actually played it out well, so they've just got 3 rounds. They have one round where it's like rifles were in play. So they have a long way ahead of them right now to get past these 4 rounds.
I still do think speed is the key for them here. I mean, maybe they don't have to rush right away into the A-bomb site, but maybe do a bit delayed. Like really simple fakes as well. You know, put down that smoke into the sidewalk over at B, maybe follow up a little bit, and then, you know, quickly back down Pop Dog and go out to that A-bomb site quick, see if you can't win a fight. Or you can do the Fnatic way if you really are feeling brave, and they have players that could do that. In my opinion, Rain, for instance, is a super intelligent player. Maybe try and see if you can let Rain sneak out, sort of like what Olofmeister did. Just, you know, sometimes you get the ability to just walk in there and get an early kill on someone. And I think Rain is definitely a smart player of that.
Yeah, you actually haven't seen that at all.
Well, they're trying to go for it. I think this is going to be a straight-up inner rush from them. Smokes, nades, everything going down, and TaZ gets overwhelmed right off the bat. Fox is going to open things up. And this is it, the turn of speed here from Kinguin, completely catching Virtus.pro out. They did not have a second man there to back up TaZ.
Kinguin needs to push here, though.
Maikelele picking up Snax as well, and this is great news. It's a 5v3. VP might even have to wonder if they should actually try and retake this. Unless they get a kill within the next 10 seconds or even 5 seconds, then they got to stop this. Neo spraying down Rain is a good start, but he's also very low on health, and he's going to fall, and looks like VP might lose everything in this round, and that'll tie the score and also put the Polish team in a bit of an awkward spot here. byali and Pasha left, and I think they realize what's going on now. Scream is going to go down, but it is too late. byali trying to reload that gun, and it's going to be there just in time, but he still drops to Fox, who's picked up a triple kill. Great round for the Portuguese player. And just to point this out as well, the benefit of rushing that bomb site, good exit frag from Pasha, but the benefit of rushing B is that very nearly always on train, and this has been true for every version of train ever. You're going to have 1 person to B initially and 4 people in A. And it only lasts for a couple of seconds, and then if nothing happens in A, you rotate 1 guy back from the C connector. But still, good read from Kinguin.
Yeah, that was a very solid call, and you got to wonder who actually made that, if it was Delito, if it was the rest of the team. But still, solid call from Kinguin nonetheless. That evens it up at 5-5, the score now between them. VP still have the money for a full buy, but Kinguin, they've got rifles, and this time around it looks like they want to go towards A a little bit faster. They've got 2 guys waiting outside, and there's the sneak. Dennis to open things up, taking out Neo. And that's going to weaken the defense here on the A site, but byali up on the train is going to be able to pick off the 1. And he's still got time to make it out of here alive.
Oh, such a quick rotate in from Virtus.pro, and they actually will win that fight. And Fox maybe could have killed both, and now it's going to be all on Maikelele here in a 1v2. He's got so much time that he doesn't have to hurry as much as he really is, and he's going to end up going down there to byali. That was actually a very winnable round from Kinguin. But I feel like once they made their way out of Pop Dog and they got the first entry frag on the bomb side, they could have spent a little bit of time coordinating with the rest of the team. If they'd all pushed in from Ivy, from main, and Pop Dog at the same time, then the people on that train, like Neo up on top of the train, he would have had a very tough time. He would have been sort of triangled in there. But I love the fact that VP, you see how, first of all, they had 2 people in B initially because they were getting ready for another push. That's smart. And then when there wasn't a push, they instantly backstabbed, and that was also very smart. So, yeah, Virtus.pro adapting quickly too.
Yeah, and you saw there, I mean, it paid off because Fox only thought it was this one person flanking, right? And then ended up going down.
Woo! Okay, Snax. Very nicely done. You know, no need to say anything. Just admire.
Yeah, good hold.
Good hold, anti-eco situation. No Kevlar picked up on Kinguin, so Snax basically padding his stats a little bit.
But I mean, the former round, yeah, they got the entry again. Like Kinguin, they are getting the entries. It's just what they do with it, right?
What I'm curious about is if VP picked this map off of the logic that Kinguin aren't too strong on it, does that mean Virtus.pro aren't going to have too much themselves on the terror side?
No. Virtus.pro is actually quite good on this map.
Yeah, they're solid.
Gotta hope so right now, because I mean at 5-7, it's still kind of anybody's game.
I've been a monster nade. Up close though, and there you once again, Fox, he's going to be the one opening it up for Kinguin here, taking out that initial player. Snax gone, Neo looking for a read, but he's not going to be able to get it.
And look how smart that is from Fox. He knew that last time they got that entry down there, they were being flanked immediately, so it goes right up the ladder and is ready for someone else to come in. Gotta appreciate this. It's very small details, but intelligent play nonetheless from Kinguin players here.
Yeah, the difference though is this round, because last round they actually pushed. VP knew that a lot of the Kinguin members were already outside. They only saw Fox this one round, so there's no point in VP and actually pushing, because the call would be like, yeah, okay, one pop lock, but we don't see anything else.
I like this a lot by Neo, though. Free kill right up under there. Doesn't decide to push, doesn't give Fox anything, just waits patiently, and they're back into it now as Pasha takes out Dennis. He's going to be able to look alley here as well, and misses the shot, goes right over his shoulder, but no possible punish for Kinguin, and they're down to 2 players here in a 2-on-4 situation. It's not looking too hot here for the European team.
Rain trying his best while Scream is sneaking up from the other angle, but at 30 seconds left, it'd have to be a bit of a miracle if they could make it out of this round with any kind of victory. 25 seconds now. Scream hoping for an opening, but Rain is gone, and Scream is going to go down as well. byali and Pasha to close the round, and a triple kill here for Pasha, which is also good news. 8-5, and moving into the 14th round, and not a lot of money on Kinguin, so maybe they are running out of steam here towards the end of the half.
Yeah, the thing is as well, you can clearly see on Kinguin, they don't necessarily really have any smoke rounds. They haven't done a single smoke round as of yet in this half. Sure, maybe they felt that it wasn't really needed, but it's still good to have.
Yeah, or at least to throw the fakes like Anders has mentioned.
That's actually why it's even more confusing that they're going so slowly, because if you were ready with smoke rounds, it makes a lot of sense to set up for it and wait and, you know, try and see if you can get an early kill or something. Good start here as Rain gets the frag, and byali almost gets the triple, but he's going to get shut down by Scream. So, yeah, round with just pistols, not even any armor, and they've already got 2 kills here. Neo going to get caught jumping up. He goes down to Fox, and now it's up to Snax and TaZ, and TaZ will run right into Dennis. This is a huge slip-up from VP.
It's all over the place. Now they get out of this Kinguin 4 players alive, all the rifles as well. And going into the 15th round, that's a complete turnaround for them. They're going to have all the money to do whatever they want. Whereas Snax, I mean, he's kind of playing around Pop Dog right now, looking to change up the angle, looking to get a little cheeky here, and he could be able to pick up the 1, takes out Fox immediately. Now he's thinking about backing up. A little bit of a flash, goes with it, picks up his second, but he's down to 4 HP now in a 1v2 situation, has no idea that a man is on high, and it will be Dennis to pick up that final kill there. So 2 players survive in the end for Kinguin, but that's fine. Eco round win.
Yeah, I mean, missing that off shot, Pasha at alley there, really cost them.
Yeah.
Even if we would just get 1, then the whole outcome of the round would have looked different.
And again, byali, like, just, that's such a hard situation to be in, especially with an A1, because they're just going to be going sideways against you. So to track your spray onto each target as they come through, so difficult. If he's standing facing alley, that's where he just does damage. But nothing worked for VP early on in that round, and Kinguin, they just pressed forward to get that win.
Yeah, similar pushes to the one that was happening in the pistol round here from VP as they push down Ivy with 2 players. They're going to get so much information about what Kinguin are doing or what they're not doing, which is almost the same thing. The map is not that big, so when you clear out all this area, you're going to know. And they've already heard someone shooting from main, so they know that Maikelele is here, and it's just a matter of seconds, essentially, before he's gone. You can see Pasha, cue the Jaws theme is coming up from behind, and Maikelele, he actually gets a shot there. That is very dangerous, but now Kinguin know, and this is going to be so hard. Pasha picking up another kill there on Scream. There was actually a second spray there where that could have gone horribly wrong.
Yeah, that was so close to ruining it, but Rain will bring it back. Not for long, though. Snax is there to take out Dennis, and it's going to be Rain now all alone. Needs to go and pick up that bomb, but it's out on the B bomb site. 2 players here for Virtus.pro, and then they've gone ahead and left byali back on the A site just to make sure that there can't be any backstabs here coming in from Rain. But that single Molotov going down is going to give it away, and Rain, he's about to run right into the blender. Point-blank shot from Snax, takes him out, and it's a 9-6 finish at the end of the first half.
Yeah, and I actually really want to see a statistic on how many rounds Kinguin got the entry, but ended up losing the round anyway.
Yeah.
Same thing there. Maikelele on Neo again, 5-on-4. They're not covering their ground, and Pasha obviously pushing Ivy there, getting that frag on Maikelele, and he knows that there's no one else there. Everyone else just rotate in there, and they just fall keep on falling like bricks.
They had one round where they rushed B that worked really well. They had another round where they tried to go fairly quick out A, where they had that really strange battle, and VP rotated around Pop Dog real quick. It seemed like the rounds where they went faster generally seem to work better, and that's the sort of thing you know, when you have a coach, that's the coach should be picking up on that. They should be saying, all right, we went fast and it works, let's try it more. And the slow rounds, even as they got the entries, they kind of fell apart anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, overall though, I think that it was a very good half by Kinguin, getting the rounds that they getting 6 rounds. Sure, they won the pistol, but I mean, three more rounds. And one thing that I noticed as well, Fox did not pick up the off a single time. It was only Maikelele, which is quite strange.
And I was wondering, Dennis is also a capable offer, so the fact that he didn't have it either. Just mad spray there by Scream. He does actually pretty decent damage to Neo and TaZ, but no kills for him. Instead, it's going to be Rain shooting the heals out from Snax. But VP don't commit to that. They decide to push back around. Fox waiting below Pop Dog, though, hoping perhaps that Neo is going to peek him. He wants to get that re.
Yeah, this is a very dangerous position against the Glocks. Even with the 5.7, I mean, it's better than if he had the P2000 or something, but still a little bit tricky in my opinion.
I think there's going to be a bit of a pop flash down there. They're thinking about it, yeah, but Dennis is going to be the one to pick off Pasha. And that was over at Alley as well. Dennis did spot the second man, and he's going to get pressured here a little bit. Virtus.pro now starting to show their hand. But at least that's what they're thinking here. byali's going to take out Dennis, but the real play is going to be for B, and Rain is here, so we'll see if he can actually pick up any kills or deny this plant. He will! Instant headshot taking out TaZ.
Super smart play. Maikelele there to follow it up. No bomb plant yet, and it's a 2v1 byali. Trying to see if he can stay alive back here. No bomb plant, so they've got plenty of time on the Kinguin team. If they win this pistol round, it could be a very interesting game. byali trying to push up, but he's low on health, and he's going to go down. Fox will pick it up, and Kinguin salvaged the round in spite of, what, VP getting 2 opening frags?
Yeah, I mean, his Scream actually pushing inner. I do not agree with that call at all. Like, he's all alone. He has a C set, but again, if he managed to go down there, and if VP just take advantage of it, just rush down, chance started would have lost the round. They would have got the bomb down right away because there was no one else in there. They could have pushed as much as they wanted, and the round would have been over.
I think it's Snax basically saying, wait a second, I'm taking damage here. That's where VP get cold feet.
Yeah.
Well, Virtus.pro this time going with all pistols, no Tech 9s. You gotta sort of notice that at least, that they didn't do that, but that's because they've opted for a bunch of grenades instead, and the one C set on byali, and looks like they're gonna try for an A execute, probably to try and get the bomb down, at least make some of that money back here.
I mean, without the barrel, it's a little bit harder to get that A bomb plant down. But I mean, that was old version of the map. Interesting thing here from Kinguin, though, 3 SMGs, a single 5.7 on Maikelele. And they're cutting corners here, so we'll see if that works out for them, or if they're going to pay for that here as the round is about to begin. Neo with the deep smoke back to Alley. Pasha setting up with the flashes, and the push about to come through here from Pop Dog and T-Main. VP, they want to get this bomb down, but Fox out in the open just gets completely overrun.
Nice shot from byali as well. Long range with the C set. Maikelele trying to push up and help out. Scream's going to get the one. The bomb will go down, but they're bringing it back. Kinguin, nice job on Rain there. Triple kill at the end with the SMG, and picks up a rifle just to salvage a little bit more money. So they're going to win that round. That actually could have been very dangerous, and it shows you sort of a very simple thing, and maybe it's a bit hard to understand, but when you put down these smokes, even though they're super simple smokes, it actually does put a lot of pressure on the CT side. Like, people do make very basic mistakes. They could have played it a lot safer in that A bomb side, but they felt pressured by the initial smokes, and you can tell they were trying to take a couple of fights earlier than they really needed to.
Yeah, like Fox. He was way too aggressive, and VP actually did a round where normally you smoke off, you have 3 smokes, like the smokes off the entire thing, right? And that's why you want to push maybe a little bit more aggressive so you don't let them get the bomb down. But when you notice that smoke never actually comes down, you have so much room to actually like take the long duels, and you can still fight them.
You gotta be wondering as well for VP as far as that post-plant position. I mean, nobody was watching the bomb planter. They all got caught out of position. And nice attempt for the knife, but it's not gonna happen. And a perfect anti-eco round. So this is essentially going to be Kinguin farming money. And we can already see a decent count on all fronts here for them, and they're going to be able to full buy in the next round if it comes to it. Just solid hold by Scream, kind of what we expect to see from him. Headshots, nothing but. That wasn't, but okay then. We'll let him get out of that. I mean, he still had 2 headshots.
That's going to tie the score.
Yeah, 9-9. So everything, I mean, as far as Kinguin are concerned right now, that's 2 pistol rounds. That's 6 rounds that they've made off of those.
Yeah.
It's a huge advantage going into this. VP, they've really got their work cut out for them now.
I wish Lurpus would redo the statistics on how much you win when you win both those pistol rounds, because he did it pretty late in 2013, I think it was. You know, I think the percentage was like maybe like 79% of the time or something like that. It was quite high. You end up actually winning.
Teams weren't able to make back that 6th round, those 6 rounds essentially. Back then also, it was much more current, or like you usually saw the team picking up the 3 after the pistol. You could say, yes, okay, they're going to get these rounds to work with, and then it's going to go into the first buy round. Now with how volatile the game is with the pistols, it doesn't seem to happen so often.
Well, that's why it'd be fun to have the statistics redone now, you know, so that we can check if it's changed since then. I'd definitely love to do that. And looks like Virtus.pro are going to go for an execute here. At least the standard smoke out into the bomb site here, and a couple of follow-ups. It looks like at least a double smoke, and then a couple of people dropping down Pop Dog. 3 people still in the A-bomb site for Kinguin. Fox here is going to be put to the test. Nice timing on the Molotov. They're going to run running through, and Fox instantly takes out TaZ. Then he goes to fight a little bit more, and he doesn't need to. Scream will pick up 2 kills, and Scream will eventually go down, so it's still a 2v1 now. Pasha, the last man here. But actually, even though Kinguin are winning this round, they could have been winning even more if they just played safe after the initial frag.
He's only got 18 seconds here, Pasha. So he's going to have to make this play fairly soon, but now that smoke is cleared up in connector, Maikelele holding that angle. There's a flash on Rain as well, so this should be easy work here for Maikelele to take this shot. Not going to hit it, but then there's your guarantee, right? Both players stacked up, the rifle there to guard the op, and, well, it works out perfectly for Kinguin. So now this is when it starts to look very grim here for Virtus.pro. They just lost their big buy round. That's not acceptable.
Yeah, and I necessarily like the first weapon round on all maps. You always want to base it off of default because you want to make sure, okay, how do they actually play their CT side? So you don't just start off like your first weapon round with a regular smoke round, because if that happens like Fox did, that Molotov just cost VP the round because they couldn't run out of Pop Dog, and they just got sandwiched basically. So overall, it was a great hold. Like Fox is the round winner for me, just basing off of that, getting that initial entry, because obviously it's the Pop Dog guys that will do the work, because they do get the the long angle towards Ivy when they come out. We're gonna see the same thing again here.
I mean, it limits so much movement as well once you're out in the A courtyard. If there are people that buy Pop Dog, you're gonna have very little chance to move around because you're gonna be ending up showing your back to them essentially. Fox will go down, and this is a round where VP just won that bomb plant. Neo's in charge of it currently. Smokes are down, but he's not really on the bomb side. He can't really get any closer, and there's Maikelele shutting him down. So looking like a great start here for Kinguin to the second half as well. TaZ finally picking up a kill here, trying to make it at least a little bit expensive, but it looks like Kinguin are actually surprising everyone. I'm just impressed. I think this is way better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, same, man. I mean, looking at how Kinguin plays now, it's actually only Fox that plays very aggressive outside. And he's the guy that actually he might get one, but he's the one that keeps on like falling. For VP now, we were talking about it for Kinguin as well, having like maybe a player that does like a little bit of a Olaf Mines just going out T connector. That's gonna work for Kinguin, because again, you only have Fox there, and then Maikelele is basically just strafing around.
I'm curious to see if Virtus.pro are going to start implementing that. I mean, they do have Neo, who's still like firing on all cylinders. He can go ahead and like try and play that lurk role a little bit, see if he can't get anything out of it. But as far as VP are concerned, for now at least, they're just going straight 2-1-2, getting that map control, clearing out brown halls now. As you guys can see, Molotov goes down there with TaZ, making sure that nobody can lurk behind that corner. And now they've got this space to work with. They've pushed up into alley as well, Virtus.pro. So smoke goes down, but they're going to be patient and wait things out. VP have now got everything they need to set up. They can go either side.
And Scream pushing up very close into Pop Dog here. Is he going to keep going, or is he just going to wait for someone to show up? He's just got the C set, very close range here. Grenade on down, and he's going to go for the repeat. Not going to find anyone just yet. And that grenade didn't do too much damage, so I think he's going to be just fine with that. And VP are going to set up for the smoke towards Ivy. And then looks like they are... Well, actually, you got to wonder if they're going to try and execute here, if they're going to try and fake it out.
Fox will be in so much trouble here when Scream goes down. Scream will probably get one if they end up pushing that Pop Dog, and he's going to go down. And Fox will be
yeah, but look
very,
at this.
yeah, byali session. So we will see an interplay.
They're gonna change it up there. It did seem like a bit excessive having 3 people coming out Pop Dog and no one else anywhere else, but look at this Scream and Rain picking up a couple of kills. He runs out of bullets though and ends up dropping. Bomb is down, and Maikelele misses an easy shot, and byali will instantly punish him. So now it's actually winnable here for VP. It's a 3v3. Fox is sneaking up from behind, making a lot of noise, jumping down, and almost wins the fight anyway. Snax should have had a pretty big advantage there. Dennis trying to push up behind, but he gets flanked. And byali picks up a double, actually a triple kill here for the young Polish player. And it's going to be Scream. Last man has to run away. Surprised Kinguin didn't win that. I think if Dennis hits that shot, probably... Oh, sorry, Maikelele hits that shot.
Fox is the difference maker there. If he wins the duel versus Snax, that's where all of a sudden VP can get sandwiched in on the site, and it becomes so much more difficult. Instead, Kinguin then, because he misses that duel, they have to try and rush into angles where they have to look 2 ways. Yeah. No going, and VP, they just lock it down from there.
I think if Maikelele goes down as well, then Snax probably has to move much earlier as well.
Yeah, I mean, there was a bunch of...
key moments, basically.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're still doing all right. They still have the money, at least, to buy here, but that looked like a round that they were supposed to win anyway.
This is now 5 rounds in a row for Kinguin. They're just running it back right now. They've got all the momentum. They're winning the duels. And again, they're going to go for the same kind of style here, VP, although they are bringing the bomb with them pretty early over to the B side. Double push down alley and double shot for Pasha. 2 headshots, opening things up, and that's going to completely collapse things here for Kinguin. What an awkward spot now for them.
Pasha, did he hear that smoke going up? Because he put one down himself, so I'm wondering if he heard the other one on the other side. Could be a triple kill for him here if he just finds the timing. And that would pretty much settle the round.
A very smart play by VP here, just waiting for Kinguin to actually make a play. They don't need to rush anymore. It's a 5-on-3. As long as they can cover their grounds and then just stick together and hit a bomb site. Chances are, when you only have 3 left, that you're gonna either take a massive gamble and just stick all 3 on one site, or you're just gonna end up playing like Kinguin did just now. 1 inner and 2 outside. You do see the rotate coming in here now, so again, it's very, very nice of VP to actually wait.
Yeah, and you know, we get to see a little bit of NIP as well. They'll be coming up later, guys, in case you're wondering.
Oh, Scream actually hits that timing. I thought for sure he was going to get caught with his grenade in hand. Picks up a second one on Neo, and now it's a 3v3. The bomb has only just gone down, and Kinguin look to see if they can win this round. byali forced back. He's going to go down. Scream now with a triple kill. Gets a chance to reload as well, but can they really win and retake this 2v2? He's got the kid, he's got the Molotov, but he goes down eventually. TaZ with a nice frag there, and Maikelele really can't win this anymore. He's going to have to try and run away, and he will make it just around the corner, but they are chasing
They need
already.
to chase, yeah.
Yeah, and they see it. They have to have seen him go into that right side. Nice shot there, as Maikelele is going to be able to stay alive here. He takes out Snax, steps out into the open.
He's going to be fine.
Jeez, yeah, close call there, though. That was a shot that TaZ could have definitely hit. Down to 24 HP, Maikelele.
Yeah, and for VP, that was a must-win round for them, because right now they're putting Kinguin on an eco, only having Maikelele's off to show for it since he managed to save it. But this is actually a blessing in disguise for VP, because if they manage to win, it's 1 extra round on the board, and it's 11-11 right now.
I mean, you see byali smiling as well, so they're starting to realize, I think, VP, that this could go their way. They're going to have to watch out for what Kinguin have in store for them here, though, because everybody's kind of invested.
Yeah, I like this. Very fast play inner. I think VP knows that they put Kinguin on eco.
There we go. Straight up, not wasting any time. Scream tries to smoke upper, but now he's going to get caught out in the open, trying to tap away with that CZ75. It's not going to work for him. byali will find that kill, and now Maikelele comes into play. Point-blank shot. Pasha just offering himself up there.
Yeah, the play there for VP, maybe it was Cuban or it was someone else, but they knew for a fact, okay, Maikelele saved this off. He's not going to go inner with an off. He's going to try and get a pick outside. And let's just rush inner and...
Whoa. Was that a 2? No, that was a Molotov plus a shot.
I mean, I thought he was going to lose the ult right then and there. I'm not sure why he's hanging around so much. That's very confusing. If you get a triple kill like that, save the AWP. I mean, what else are you going to try and do here? Rain, not even in a position to save it either. He's going to go up with the bomb if he tries now, and yeah, he'll probably do that anyway here. So 12-11. a bit of a misstep. Like, those 3 kills really cost VP a lot. If he just runs away with the AWP and saves it, then that's a big round. I mean, Kinguin, yeah, they can buy anyway, but it's going to be AWP, no armor then for Maikelele, and that's a big difference.
I think that Maikelele might have thought that VP had less money than they actually did, considering that they kept on losing so many players, and just trying to play the money game. But in reality, even if VP loses this round, they can still buy the next one. So
yeah, that's the thing. I'm wondering if this is a situation where Kinguin should have double ecoed, like gone for another round of eco just to be able to get the full nades, get the kit, get everything you need. And they have full rifles right now, and they have been relying on their aim heavily, but it's going to be a bit tough to hold Neo. Well, Neo and Virtus.pro back. Neo starts it off strong by taking out Scream, and so you have Rain now trying to hang out on the edge. Does get a nice shot onto TaZ, and then Fox over in the alley manages to take out Pasha.
Gets the second one there, byali going down, and it is going to be a 3v4 right now with TaZ very low on health indeed. So VP going to try and see if they can make the play work here, pushing into the bomb site, but Snax goes down. TaZ hits a return kill. Maikelele not going to get the crossing shot then, and he's going to be careful. Flanking all the way around here is Neo, and he gets a kill, so now it's a 2v2, and Neo might not be done yet. Trying for the second spray down here, almost gets it on Dennis. That's incredibly close, but now TaZ is alone and trapped, and Fox will take him out for a triple. So that's going to equalize the score and make it 12-12. Nice round from Kinguin there. I actually was wondering if someone was going to try and do what Scream, I think maybe Scream tried to do, because the VP have been throwing that same Molotov down in that corner again and again. And the problem is, if VP throw it and just assume no one's going to be coming, it can actually be an advantage just crouch into the fire and kill 2 people.
Actually, I was looking at the Scream's health bar, and it went down fast.
Yeah, so they were probably looking at him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he actually got shot, maybe like one time, but I think that he was actually trying something. Because it's just ticked down extremely fast. Like either he wasn't paying attention to his own model, or he was just trying to take it down. But it's something you really want to do, because they had no nades, so they have to actually try something there. Obviously it's a gamble, like someone was saying before. Should they have maybe saved twice, or should they have ended up buying with no nades? Maybe perhaps go a little bit more aggressive, try and at least get the entry, and then fall back, putting them in the giving them the advantage.
Still brings a smile to my face when I see people lining up for those smokes, you know. Still good to see that some people are willing to try it here. Virtus.pro, though, I mean, they've got to expect that King are going to see it coming, and with Fox being this far up, it means he's going to be sort of in front of the smokes. So if they don't check that electric box, and Fox does pretty well, and he maybe just stays a little bit less aggressive than earlier, this could still be a bit painful for VP. But this is looking like a proper execute, essentially a 2-2-1.
And you got to like that Scream has got his back as well. I think that's the biggest point, because if Fox is there alone, he gets overrun, great, right? What happens next? But the fact that Scream is there to back him, this could get very interesting. Kinguin are in position to take a fight with VP, but VP still waiting and out. 35 seconds left, and they're just now going to start pushing in as the smokes. I mean, that smoke at T-Main right now is buying so much time for Kinguin.
Yeah, that and the Molotov and Molotov.
Fox is still going to go down, but you're right, that Molotov really did well. Neo, they're going to be taking down Scream as well. There will be a 4v3. 20 seconds left for the Polish team. They got to get on this bomb site and put the bomb down, and Pasha going to help out, just dropping Dennis, who maybe could have interrupted the plant there, and it's going to be a 2v3. Rain and Maikelele. Great shot from Rain with the FAMAS. That's very well done. That actually buys them a chance to win the round. Otherwise, I was going to say maybe they should think about just getting exits here, because they can't have a lot of money either. But Rain is sneaking up closer. He doesn't have a kit, but Maikelele does, and he's looking for that one opening. But VP, they're playing very defensive. Pasha goes down, byali. Well, Maikelele knows who he is, but he can't really shoot through that. He's going to get the kill.
What are you peeking?
Why?
Oh my god. Even the
byali knows he messed up.
We should
well, it wasn't even, obviously, like, the other was the last one alive, but I'm not sure which was the second to last VP member there as well. You don't need to peek. You can hear the bomb, even if they start to defuse, and the time is running out. That is a non-win situation for Kinguin. They should, not in a million years should have they have won that.
We should have had the camera back on you if you're flying, and we would have seen, like, the face palm into, like, the desk palm, just like, you know,
that
trying
was
everything. Yeah,
I
that
mean,
was
VP's
painful.
going to shoot themselves into that. If they end up losing this map now, this was the round that they lost,
But
that cost them the map.
This could wreck them as well for Dust 2. I mean, imagine Kinguin, they come into it super confident going into Dust 2, where they could just turn it into a deathmatch. I mean, we've already seen how effective the aim is on this map. You put them on Dust 2, where it's just constant battles. I mean, Kinguin, they could flip everything on its head, and Richard Lewis right now is laughing his head off as well. So, good times, guys, but VP, it's Tuck 9s, few nades to work with, and again, standard stuff from them, just spreading out across that map, getting to space.
Yeah, and for VP now, considering that Kinguin, they don't have that much money. You see the FAMAS on Dennis. They need to win this round. This force buy is a must-win for VP if they want to end up winning the map. So
Yeah, that was truly awful. I don't know if we need to come up with like a scale for how bad that was.
It's like when it's overtime and you have $10,000 and you buy an op but you don't buy a kit, then you end up losing the round. We call that up in Florida.
I thought that was a pasha.
No, never do a fifth.
That was an Inferno, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
I remember that very well.
Yep, that happened.
All right, well, Scream is going to be covering here. There are a lot of people coming in. 3 of them have armor, so it's possible for VP to do this, but Scream hitting 1 headshot, almost out of bullets here. Going to pull out the pistol instead, and backup should be coming in. Look at this, though. I mean, the bomb is going to go down here, and they've stolen 1 rifle on Neo, and that's always dangerous. Neo is one hell of a player here, and he's playing super defensively, and Kinguin are actually slowing down a lot here. They've got 1 kill on Maikelele. If he goes down, that's going to be disaster. Scream dies, Dennis with the return, and Dennis almost getting caught, but he gets a nice kill there. Snax going to go down, and now it's up to Neo and TaZ. A bit of team damage being put in. They're really hot fired up here. Neo takes down 1, he sprays a second one. 5 bullets left, but he can do it again. All he has to do is hide, and they win the round. Maikelele, there is not a single thing he could do here, and he's going to have to try and run away. Neo, he does it. Gets a double.
Yeah,
he's going to blow as well. Wow.
Great round by Neo. Yeah, I mean, again, must win for VP that round. Look at Kinguin's money now. So yeah, it's 13-13, very close, but Kinguin needs to make a choice here. Either they can save this round, they can force buy, but even if they completely save this round, they're not going to have a lot of money. So,
but you got to appreciate how smart Neo is as well. He saw that situation coming so long away.
Why would you show this in a replay? You're making me upset right now.
No, but like that's the thing. The difference as well is that Neo in a situation like this, perhaps it's just the experience that comes through.
We're comparing replays here. I like that actually.
Yeah. You got 2 different situations there back to back.
I'm pretty sure Neo saw that coming. Like he realized this could come down to me just being alive back here. Snax getting pushed in by Rain though, and he had a teammate with him, so nice risk here from Kinguin. They don't have much to lose. They just have pistols. Why not try and do it?
Yeah, getting that the rifle now.
They choose to go aggressive. Yeah, Rain's got that AK. Good spray there by Pasha. Not losing his cool. He's gonna be able to stop Scream from going Super Saiyan on him. Well, it's a 4-on-4, now a 4-on-3 as Pacheco continues to hold the line. Bomb is currently making its way into the B site, however, so this is going to set it up nicely here for Virtus.pro. Pasha basically selling this fake. They've infiltrated the back line. They've got byali there as well, and this is definitely a great situation for VP, leaving Kinguin in an awkward spot with just the pistols here to see if they can't get any damage done. Well, that Molotov as well, perfect timing.
Yeah, he was trying to go in old James Bond-like with the silenced pistol there, but not really going to work out. And Dennis running away with an AK. That's going to put it at 14-13 here in favor of Virtus.pro. And I don't know, like this game has actually been pretty solid through and through, but that 1 round from VP really looked like they were about to give it all away. I'm still kind of shocked at that, really.
Yeah, winning the force buy round after, again, it was like a must-win round for VP. Obviously did that, and now considering Kinguin's money, yeah, sure, they might be able to save this AK on Dennis, but they don't have a lot of money.
No, they're definitely hard pressed here.
Look at this, like, okay, sure, maybe a Mag 7 aggressive in Pop Dog from one of them. They will opt for the rifles. Dennis with all the nades though, which is key. He couldn't manage to actually hold them off, but he should be the one that actually goes a little bit more aggressive now instead of Fox. Because Fox cannot, he only has that 1 smoke. He cannot hold them off. He cannot be the one guy that stands by the electric box this round.
It's risky though, because it's like, what, Dennis is the only guy with a kit as well. If he like dies anywhere, that's it. You just lost your kit. The only guy who actually had one on the round.
I mean, you can play double aggressive as well. You can have 2 guys. You can have Fox and Dennis actually aggressive.
But they're going again for kind of standard play here, Kinguin. 4 players on the A site, 1 alone over on the B site. Nobody taking that peek yet for VP, really holding their, or just basically playing very calmly here. Not willing to throw this away. They know that they've got the advantage. They're going to make Kinguin sweat and try and make Kinguin use those nades. Every nade is so valuable right now for Kinguin, so if VP can get any of these out.
I mean, yeah, look at it. Look, like the Molotov is already gone. Dennis have no nades left. Fox with that 1 smoke grenade.
Smokes
and
are gone.
1 minute left.
Like they have a single smoke, and that's on Fox, and he's going to use it now for Alley, but then that leaves Pop Dog, that leaves T Main, leaves all these spots open here.
Yeah, and VP have got plenty of time to work this out. They're just going to wait, and it's all going to be great. So now it's down to the shooting, which is what they should be good at, but they've got to connect here. Otherwise, they probably lose this first map here, which isn't their map pick, so it might not be the end of the world, but the fact is there's a chance they could win it if they win this round. Flashbang in. Dennis, it's almost perfect, but he just manages to not get the angle down, and Fox is going to be dropped there. Snax coming up from behind, and now it's looking great. Maikelele up on the high ground, or up in the sniper's nest, is going to end up dropping as well, and Scream and Rain is going to end up going down. Yeah, no chance at all there. TaZ shooting him in the legs. But I was going to say, actually, I think it's a really good idea that they've got Rain alone over at their B-bomb side. I think out of all the players in this team, Rain is probably the smartest when it comes to like playing alone, staying alive, playing for the team effect here. So I kind of like that.
Yeah, and again, just looking at Kinguin's buy, for VP's part here, knowing again they have obviously two options. They should not go like mid-round here, either very fast or very slow.
They need something to change the pace, basically. But let's say, I mean, that VP last round, they played it very slowly, and that's all they needed to do. And I think they're going to go for more of the same here, realizing that they have the edge. Or again, no nades for Kinguin to work with. They have the single nade, now the single smoke on Scream, and 2 incendiaries left. That's all they have to work with here, apart from the straight firepower. And Anders, you'll be pleased to see once again, it's just Rain holding over on that B site.
Yeah, I think, I mean, if you've got to put someone alone, I'd put either Rain or Dennis alone.
So you're basically saying smartest player on the team? Is that the angle here?
Yeah, I mean, him and Dennis, I would say, definitely. As like, for individual play like that, yeah, definitely. I love the fact that VP are playing as defensively as they are as well. They probably realized Kinguin can't have any money left, really, so the one chance they might have had was to try and go for, like, a crazy push, and if they'd done that, then VP would have been ready for it. And instead, I think VP are just going to apply the chokehold here and slowly push out this round, and that should be the smart play.
Thinking they're going to make it look like it's going to be an A site. I mean, you got that alley smoke getting set up once again.
Based off time here now, Scream can actually do a lot of damage. Even if they go down pop or if they push inner, VP has to wait for the smoke. Well, if they run through this, it's going to be...
Fox is by team main as well right now. He might be close enough to start going in here to see if there's anybody to find, but 20 seconds left. They're not leaving any time here for themselves, VP. And there's the opening shot with the scout. Maikelele gonna open things up. Neo manages to get picked off, and it's just a complete and utter slaughter. Scream comes bolting up the ladder and Pop Dog to take out Pasha, and that's gonna leave TaZ now alone. I think there's such a thing as too slow here for VP.
Yeah, but the problem there was as well, because Scream was so aggressive in Pop Dog. And when VP doesn't take any control whatsoever, they don't know. And when then because Scream saved the smoke since forever, that smoke actually screwed VP over quite a bit. If that wouldn't have had that happen, you would have had at least one VP member actually just go out Pop Dog and just take a pick, so you wouldn't cause the rotate to happen inner. But because of the fact that they actually did not take any map control, no Pop Dog, they didn't go in team main. They were just playing very, very defensive, which is fine in the beginning of the round. Yeah. But even if you played slow, you still need to show yourself somewhere.
Yeah, so maybe just almost sort of mind game themselves a little bit. You know, the slow defensive style. Just they weren't able to let go of it. Snax kind of pushing out quick here, looking for an opening, and he shoots right between the two Kinguin players. So not going to get a kill this time around. Does drop down to 64. And I don't know, Kinguin this time with a bit more of a presence over at B. It looked like they were worried that maybe it was going to be some sort of rush coming in from VP, but if they lose this round, VP, we're going to go to overtime on the first map, and nobody was predicting that.
Nobody would have expected that, especially with Virtus.pro, but then this is what we were talking about as well going into this match. You never know which Virtus.pro is going to show up. Is it just the championship winning Virtus.pro, or is it the Virtus.pro that struggles against a mixed team? I mean, that's really hard.
Yeah.
Looks like they're about to see if they can get the bomb out here, but if Snax dies with the bomb to Scream, that means this round is going to be very hard to salvage.
Oh, does he know?
Either that or that grenade failed miserably, but it looked like he kind of did. Pasha pushing in here, going to get the perfect timing, and Dennis will end up going down, so now it's going to be a 4v5 here. 35 seconds left on the clock, and Pasha flanking all the way around. Great headshot on Fox and Scream. If he gets this kill, he might be able to salvage the round. That's going to be Snax going down with the bomb, and 27 seconds left. This is doable. Scream just has to hide, but he goes down to Neo. It's still a 2v4. If he just stays alive, he should have run into T-spawn and just waited for that bomb, and that would have been a big issue. But now it's Rain and Maikelele, 2v4 here, and Maikelele going to go down eventually. Neo to finish it off, and it doesn't look possible here. Rain gets 3 kills, though, and now 1 bullet left. And Pacheco gets the quad kill. Are you kidding me? Rain, he picks up every single one and takes it to overtime. That is unreal.
1 HP.
How?
I am so done. Like,
how does this happen?
They keep on peeking. It was the same thing. Like, why? That first headshot from Rain on the electric, this one.
Yeah, that's a sexy one right there.
Yeah.
That's like and the beautiful
look
kill.
at all the peaks. Look, they're all peeking. Obviously, they're trying to help each other. It's like, well, if, you know, he's not going to be able to get all those. The problem is the VP is so low. But when you're that low, it's 1 bullet.
But why is Pasha even showing himself there?
I think the Rain actually knew. And considering that they did have a kid as well, it was just like overall, it was like, I understand the fact that VP wants to peek when, like, they probably call, okay, let's peek together and just let's kill him, right? The timing was just off, like, by by 1 second. And I mean,
the bomb isn't planted for Pasha. That's why he's peeking at the end there. He's worried about if Rain actually gets behind that train, is he going to be able to stop him from getting the defuse going?
That's a ridiculous round.
But again,
that's 2 rounds like after plant positions that VP actually just failed.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm having flashbacks to Inferno versus Very Games or something here with Virtus.pro TaZ.
I mean, so I've tried to coin this term but we need like a term for when people play so bad that it would actually be better if they disconnected their mouse and keyboard.
They would have won if they they would have won.
If everyone let go of their mouse and keyboard and just said, all right, that's it, then VP win that round, because Rain will spend time looking for them and he ends up, just running out of time probably. But
Virtus.pro know they had that. This is going to be a shock. This is going to be a bit of a shock to the system here going into overtime as well.
Regardless, though, I mean, even counting all the horrible mistakes VP made in that last round, it's not easy to do what Rain just did. It's going to be like you're still under a tremendous amount of pressure. So for him to stay cool, still very impressive. Can't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, this is like for VP. What's going on in their heads right now is basically, yeah, sure, obviously going to be upset. They still want to win the overtime, but that losing those 2 rounds, especially the last one, counts as a loss. Yeah. Like in your head, you're like,
what the hell just happened? And look at them. Look at them. That's a despondent team right there.
Of course. And then you have, and just consider like the fact. So for Kinguin's part, Rain winning that round, their momentum is all in their favor. They're gonna be like, okay, nice, okay, Rain, you saved us this time. We're gonna take it into overtime now, and we're just gonna play our game. And with all the money, because Kinguin, again, at the later stages of that half, they didn't really have that much money to play with.
Yeah,
so now,
struggling.
So now when they will have all the nades, they will have the ops, they will have the Molotovs. It's going to be a lot more. It's going to be a lot more difficult for VP to actually do something because they're already struggling.
That's still on the T side as well going into it, so they definitely know that they've got their work cut out for them now. VP, I mean, they had the chance to close it out, make it interesting, but close it out going into the second map, and now life's pretty difficult.
Yeah, and what it's MR5, right? 16K.
That is a very good.
I believe it is.
I hope it is. I think that is actually the best overtime format, especially if you're playing best of 3, because the MR6 format, also the MR3 format, and 10,000, I think has a way of spawning a lot more overtimes. Whereas if you go MR5 and 16K, people, well, actually with MR5 you can end up ecoing if you buy like auto snipers and rifles, but still it means that there's a bit of a more of a normal sort of game to it, and I kind of prefer that. I think either way, even if either it's MR3 or MR5, either way I prefer 16K. I think 10K is worse.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm wondering right now what VP go for. Do they go for the all-out aggression here? Do they try and catch Kinguin off guard by just going for a straight rush, get in their face, and go fast?
Well, that's the thing, because since it is MR5, you are allowed to actually try something, because you have so many rounds to work with anyway. I would love to see a very unorthodox round coming in from VP, just trying to set the pace, because again, considering the round that they just lost, they need to do something. They need to get that the momentum back in their favor. And doing that, playing it defensively or passively, unless someone does like a hero round, that's not going to happen.
Well, we're going to see if VP can sort of mentally, just collect themselves here and actually carry this map through. They did pick it against Kinguin, and Kinguin got to pick Dust 2, which is our second map in this best of 3. If they win this first map, Kinguin, that'd be a huge upset. And you've got to wonder if VP are going to essentially tilt right afterward. It looks like they're going to go and throw for a fairly quick push into B here. TaZ jumping straight down, checking left and right. But Rainer's there, the hero of the 30th round, and he's going to get the 1 kill, spraying down, picks up a second, he's got time to reload, and again, he's playing so smartly here, just trying to stay alive, waiting for his teammates to come in. He eventually goes down to a grenade, not a lot he can do about that, but still a 3v3 here, and a retake for Kinguin.
And this is going to set it up very nicely. Now Scream is going to be able to trade effectively with byali, 2-on-2 situation. TaZ still holding on this train, and he's going to be able to catch a man with a nade out. Scream gone, but then Dennis steps in and removes Snax from the board. So it's going to be this one-on-one where TaZ is playing. We have the view, and TaZ is going to catch the perfect timing for the peak. Dennis misses the shot, and TaZ playing it safe, backing off, gives him a second try, a third try, and it's not going to be it. VP will win the round in the end.
Yeah, and that's something they actually haven't tried before, and that was walk out upper bomb site. Knowing that Rain plays there by himself, you want to take advantage of that, because you can't really hold yet. Rain did a really good job in actually staying alive, getting the first entry, and just staying alive behind the bomb site. But you give out so much, especially because he doesn't know that they're actually so far up on the upper area. So Well played by VP, and that's something that they really needed.
They haven't done that in the regular time either. So for them to just change it up and throw something completely new. Yeah, there you go. Snax sneaking his way through a la Olofmeister.
Exactly, the Olofmeister look. Just trying to find the right timing, and who better for it than Snax, really, who has some of the most godlike timing in the game.
Yeah, and look at
no idea.
Yeah, Kinguin have no idea. Like for Snax here, you can see that if he keeps on walking here, he can do so much damage. Getting even the guy in Ivy just clears up so much for VP.
And that's what you have to wonder. Now his teammates have communicated, and there it is. Oh, but Pasha's going to get the shot first, but Snax could very well have picked that up, and he could get the complete flank now. Are they going to expect? I mean, they're never going to expect him to be here this quickly, and you can see catching Maikelele with the nade in his hand.
Yeah, and that's what I was like. Same for Kinguin, because there's not a lot of people that actually know how to actually cover that area, because it's a very difficult spot to cover. And since VP hasn't done that at all, this hold on their T side coming into overtime, they had no idea.
And what just happened was our suggestion for what Kinguin should do on the terror side when we were still in regulation. That's what we wanted to see. And Snax showing just how effective it could be. I mean, the fact that they got the kill over at Ivy was even better, obviously, but it still set it up very nicely.
The double op play.
Yeah.
This is the first time we're going to see Fox using this op. Kinguin did not go for this in regulation. I mean, you pointed it out, Fifth, that they just never had the money for it in the end. Sure that they wanted to. But now when their backs are to the wall, because if they lose this round, they're going to be hard-pressed. They're not going to have any money left, Kinguin. They go for the double op play. Maikelele and Fox both looking for that shot.
And VP doing a smoke round. The smoke actually failed there, but if that would have landed, it would have been very difficult for Kinguin. Having two ops on retaking the bomb side after getting the bomb down, it's so difficult.
That grenade chased Screaming and dropped him at 1 health. byali there picks up Fox, so not going to get a chance to use that AWP. Bomb is definitely going to go down here, and Kinguin don't have a lot of money. If they don't get a kill right away, they're going to have to save, yeah.
They're thinking save. I mean, Dennis is still hanging around here at Ali. Could step forward, but he doesn't expect a man at his back. He still manages to get the 1 kill, so not too shabby there, but it's an effective trade. Maikelele comes in and takes out Neo, brings it back to a 2-on-3, but again, they're not going to be able to break this time around. There's the shot from Pasha with the AWP taking out Rain, and Maikelele still hanging around, looking for that shot, but they're just going to hunt him down. No problem at all. Kinguin now, they've got nothing to work with.
No, exactly. I was looking at the money. So it's MR5 overtime, 16K. Them spending so much money, especially last round there as well. Obviously, they wanted to try something, buying 2 ops, but yeah, there's only 2 things they can do here. Either just force buy completely, hope that they win the round and just pick up some AKs for the next round, or save. But again, why would you do that when you're already 3-0 down in the overtime? So only really the real decision from Kinguin is to buy it.
Oh, what was that? Maikelele probably shot Fox in the back.
Oh, this is very, very tough, isn't it? I mean, Kinguin actually managing to bring it to overtime off the back of that ridiculous clutch from Rain. It goes into overtime, and then they just completely fall apart. They've done a really good job here in Maikelele. Nice double kill, and also I think Rain actually picking up the double there, but byali finishes it, and that's going to be now 4 rounds in a row here in the overtime for VP. That seems like, I mean, that should put an end to the game, more or less.
This should be game over.
Yeah.
End days, basically, and then you wonder, like, Virtus.pro, I mean, where did these rounds come from? 4 rounds in a row, looking dominant the entire time?
Yeah.
That's usually what happens, right? They struggle in regulation, and then you get into that overtime situation. It's the favorite team that just gets control back. And
that's the dangerous part, though, when you pick a map, because you think that Kinguin are not going to be good at it. And then, even though you might not say so when you come into the game, it's like, okay, guys, just play our game, whatever. You're still going to have the mindset, it's like, we should be better than this team, especially on this map.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be like semi-half-assed, like the rounds that you actually end up doing. So, looking at VP's T side now during overtime, so much better compared to the regular half they had.
I mean, it's like a splash of cold water, the fact that even went to overtime. They get that time to cool down, and they think, wait a minute, this is actually our map, and we should be doing much better. Scream playing very close again there with the C set, and if you could have dropped Snax, that could have been a very nice opening kill, stolen that rifle.
Scream hears it, yeah.
Yeah, Scream hears all of this. He's going to get spotted, though, so now VP, 50 seconds left. They still have time to call this off if they want to, or to just wait and make Kinguin sweat, because Scream will have said, I've heard the rotation. Kinguin still haven't seen anybody on the B site, though, so they're going to be wondering, is it actually coming through? Was that just the one guy? What's the info here to go off of?
Oh, Maikelele, a good angle there, and Snax immediately going to go down. He hits the shot mid-air, and Rain finishes it. Super reactions there for Maikelele. Another one, and he's done so much damage this round. It might be that Kinguin could finally pick up a round here and at least make it 4-1 in the overtime. Neo going to be the last man left, 6 health, and with the Molotov in hand, he might be able to put the bomb down. It's probably not going to help them here. he'd have to pull a reverse rain to try and make this work.
Yeah, and this round from VP was basically what we saw the first, or their T side half coming into overtime. Very, very slow, not taking any control whatsoever. You know, when Scream was that aggressive in the T connector, he knew, it was like, okay, well, there's no one here. Even if they're doing a smoke round, just fall back a little bit, take a gamble, have at least 2 in her.
No.
Oh.
Oh my God, had Dennis been like half a second later on the peak there, we might have actually seen a rain.
Yeah.
That is so scary. Smart play from Neo. He's also at 31 kills. I mean, it's 30 on Rain, which I think is very pleasing. Also 30 on Pasha. I mean, it's nobody really sort of horribly underperforming at this point here on either team, but that's 4-1 in the overtime. That means, what, another 2 rounds here for VP on CT side, and they win it.
First to 21.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for here.
And then we're going to see the same thing again. Like, it's not like Kinguin had they won rounds on their T side, but it's not like they had anything, right? They were just basically, it was the individual performance that won them rounds, and they were still not very aggressive in doing so.
And we also got to count in here that Kinguin did win both the pistol rounds and regulation, which bought them a lot of rounds. In overtime, there's no pistol rounds. You got to do it straight up. It's going to be way more difficult. If they bring this to either a victory or to double OT, I'd be very impressed. I'm actually already impressed by Kinguin, even in spite of some of the mistakes. I think they've actually shown some pretty good quality here on this map. And VP have shown some pretty glaring mistakes, but either way, it's been much better than I thought it would be. So a lot of credit to the European team anyway.
No doubt about it. They've definitely given us quite a show here to start things off. I mean, on the second day. But now
they won't realize that Pasha's here. I don't think they know.
But Snax is already opening things up, and yeah, Scream, if he looks left, that is going to be the hugest play so far. Not going to work though, and Pasha's going to be able to get a double headshot for free, no problem at all. Setting up Virtus.pro very nicely here to pick up a 20th round. 2-man advantage going on to this hold, and they know where Maikelele is playing from as well. What a flick though from Maikelele. That's what's crazy about Maikelele. He'll miss like really easy shots, and then he just hits like a mind-bending shot. And you're like, well, okay then.
Yeah, that is really hard to deal with. And that's why we're saying that Dust 2 could be a bit of a tricky map, because if Maikelele's hitting shots like that on Dust 2, well, it's hard to do anything. Fox there pushing in. It's going to be a 1v2 now. Fox alone. No bomb plant in about 25 seconds. It's not looking likely, is it?
No. He, especially now, he's taking his sweet time. Opting to go outside.
VP, though, he might actually catch Neo out of position. Spots Neo going in connector, but that one shot.
You have one guy Pop Dog flanking him as well, so it's like, he can't win this round. He shouldn't.
I mean, Pop Dog man, basically. Snax takes all the time in the world to line up that shot. No miss this time.
So, map point here for Virtus.pro. One more and they're going to take it. Kinguin will have plenty of money to work with, but a single mistake now is going to cost them the first map in spite of everything that they did. It's sickening, isn't it?
Flashy player. Frag movie clips.
That's what it is, though. Yeah. He had 2 kills in that round as well.
Here we go.
So
now we see something else again. Fox with the op on the T side as well, so... This is they want to play from their strengths. They have basically 3 offers in the team.
Well, that's certainly a way to go about it here. Scream starts off strong, taking out byali, and Pasha doesn't commit behind that. No effective trade. Neo will be able to take out Fox. That's one of the ops down, and that could set it up here, bringing it back to a 4-on-4 for Virtus.pro.
That's very fast on the flank as well, so...
All right. Dennis picking up a kill there onto Neo, so looking good early on here in a 4v3. He's very low on health though, and TaZ is going to immediately punish him. Maikelele to pick up Pasha though, and still a 2v3. Plenty of time as well for Kinguin to make this work. Rain with a headshot there on TaZ. We're just going to leave Snax alone. Not much of a chance here in a 1v3, especially not retaking with an AWP. Not the best weapon for it. He misses the flick as well, and they know exactly where he is, so this is pretty much no contest. Going to try and see if he can walk through the smoke, which is where he sort of lives and does his best work, but still, I feel like it's too much to really ask for here.
Yeah, I actually don't think that King was going to make the same mistake that VP
did. The window there making it a little bit tricky. You know, I'm going to pop this question to you guys. What do you think between Fox, Maikelele, and Dennis? Who's the best AWPer?
I think they have very different playstyles. I think in terms of being the most stable AWPer, I would say Dennis.
Yeah.
In terms of getting those like flashy kills, Maikelele. And then overall, on certain maps, like on Dust 2, for example, yeah. The window actually, it's the same on Nuke, for example. When you break the vent and you hit him with an AWP, you're not going to kill him. which is, I don't necessarily agree with that. Like, I don't feel that
he put the shot over his shoulder there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he didn't even hit him. So.
Yeah, so it's like...
So, but I'm saying I think even if he did hit him, I think that the glass would have just like basically like a VIP armor, not killing him anyway, unless it was a headshot.
Yeah, especially at that angle, because the angle makes a bit different when you shoot through something, so it could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would say I think Dennis is like a more stable over. I guess a lot of people, especially if you're new to the scene, you haven't really seen almost anything from Dennis, and you pretty certainly haven't seen him do a lot of AWPing, but he's actually completely terrifying with that weapon.
Yeah.
That's where you have to wonder, though. Is it due to weakness on the rest of the team? Can Maikelele rifle as well as he can AWP?
Yeah, no, I think you're right. That's exactly it. Why take Mikail? He's doing a really good job, so why take him out of that role? Rain with the entry here. This game is not over yet. I mean, with that kind of entry frag, that's going to give them a good chance here. But NEO, who can also do a lot of AWPing, will be taking down Fox.
So solid. He will get caught by Scream. But here it is, the big play. Snax doubles up, picks up the first one. They still have no idea that they're on upper right now. And, well, everybody rushes to their doom on Kinguin's side. Snax basically gets a free kill, and the rest of his team clean up the rest. That's going to be the first map going to Virtus.pro here.
Yeah.
Did it say Rain killed himself at the end?
Yeah, it did. I think he threw it. I think he threw down a Molotov and he ran through it.
But wouldn't it have the fire then?
No.
I don't even know what we just saw. Like, that feels so anticlimactic, just so anti-hype.
I mean, okay, super timing from Snax at the end there, but I was a little bit confused about what was really going on there. All right, well, we're going to analyze this whole game, but we'll do it after a quick commercial break, so stay tuned and we'll be right back.